Hey everybody, welcome to Earth's Changing Climate Engineering Internship Day 4 Roof Modification Designs. Today we're going to be designing this town and what we think should happen. We're going to be getting information, collecting information, putting it into a data table, analyzing that information, and using it to guide future tests. So we will be doing a number of tests today in the roof mod tool to hopefully come up with an optimal design that we're going to be submitting by the end of the day. So, hey, go into the Futura workspace and go access all of today's materials and read through today's daily message and take any notes on that message. Go ahead and do that right now. Great. So you read the message. Hey, one of the things I wanted to point out in there, it said that you're going to be submitting your optimal design. You're going to be getting feedback about it from the project director. Right now, a lot of you are going to think that's me, but no, I'm not the project director. That's Marcos. He's going to look at your design and he's going to give you some personalized feedback, every single one of you. So make sure you get that done so that you can get that feedback. All right. Hey, one of the things that we want to do right now is talk about the design cycle. So in order to do that, first, we're going to watch a video about that. So go ahead, find the video attached to the lesson. Do that right now. Pause. Oops. I know what you're thinking, Mr. Wiggin. Do we get to build little tables out of little triangle blocks and test them with different weighted objects? No, that's not what we're doing. We're working on roofs for the city of Sultan. So, hey, in that video, I just wanted to highlight the 4 steps to our design cycle: plan, build, test, analyze. Now, it's incredibly important to this. All parts of them are important, but the planning part, don't just throw a bunch of stuff in there to see what happens. All right, we want to intentionally plan our city and our what we're doing. So I really want you to give some thought to, okay, what am I going to do? What percentage are going to have solar? What percentage are going to be white? Which buildings? Why do I think that? And then of course you're going to build it in the roof mod tool, and then you're going to test it. Lastly, we will analyze it. And the analysis, what we see, the results of our test, that is going to inform our next plan. So again, maybe you did just kind of throw some stuff out there in the very first test. The next test, you want to use your analysis. So what looked good? What didn't look good? What do you want to tweak? Even if you think you have the best setup or best model, tweak something, find out, and maybe you did, and maybe the future tests just prove that, yeah, no, this one was definitely the best. So anyways, but again, it's intentionally planning using the analysis. Okay, so you're going to get these sheets. They look like this. These are attached to your lesson. You're gonna have to make copies of these. Sorry, I don't have copies of these for you. If they are already in the Futura workspace, great. You can fill them out digitally. If not, hey, you're gonna have to, put some text boxes on here. But this is where we're going to be planning out our tests. This is our design process. Look, plan, build, test, analyze, the 4 steps. So first, plan. What are you gonna do? What is your goal here? What is the main thing that you're going to test for? How are you going to do it in the build phase? Okay, that you're going to fill these parts in before you test, and then you're going to test it out and see, all right, what were the results of all of these things? CO2 from combustion, average albedo, historic value, total cost. And then analyze, hey, what do I think? How did it go? What would I change for next time? And then, hey, look, there's another place for you to start designing your very next test. Here's an example. Here's the plan for test number 1. I want to test big buildings with solar and small buildings with white roofs. Okay, great. Let's try that out. So this person, they wrote in how many are going to be solar, what percentage are going to be white roofs, and then they entered their results, test results right here. And they said this plan with a lot of solar is really expensive and lowers the historic value a lot, but results in a very low CO2 level. Okay, so then they're analyzing, looking at the data, and coming with a summary of it, right? They're going to use that for their next test. How many of these do I want you to do? I want you to try to do 6. 6 of these. Some of you won't be able to do 6, but make that your goal, to get 6 of them done, okay? So, again, you're going to be jumping into the roof mod tool. try to do 6 of these and then come back to me. All right. So go ahead and do that right now. Pause. Excellent. We got all 6 done, right? Well, here's what we want to do now. We're going to do some extra analysis of our designs to try to find out which ones were the best, which ones had the best results. So we want to do this for every single category. The first one, the reduction of climate impact. And really what we're looking at is CO2 from combustion and average albedo. So figure out which of your designs had the highest or the best results for each of those two. For climate impact. The next one we're looking at, the next category, is historic value. So you'll go through all of your designs and you'll find out, okay, which one had the best maintained historic value in that design. And then lastly, the cost. So which one had the lowest cost design, and you're going to analyze all of these aspects and figure out, okay, of all of these, which one is the best? And you're going to submit that in the Futura workspace. So make sure you do that. Submit your design in the Futura workspace that you say, yep, this is the best one. You're going to get some personalized feedback from the project director tomorrow. And we're going to use that feedback to continue modifying our design. So go ahead, do that. Pick out your best design, given these criteria, and submit that to the project director in Futura Workspace. Do that right now. All right, last thing that I want you to do. This is also attached to your assignment in Google Classroom. But this sheet, reflecting on roof types, you're going through and you're just writing out any pros and cons for the different style of roofs. So for each category, like for climate impact, what's a pro for having white roofs? Okay, for climate impact, definitely increased the albedo, didn't it? But what is also a con? Something for white roofs? Well, it didn't necessarily reduce the CO2 emissions as much, maybe. Now, you might not find a pro and a con for every single box, but try to think through. Okay, well, what's a benefit of white roofs for historic value? What's a negative, a con? Okay, so that's the last thing I'm going to ask you to do. Do that, submit that in Google Classroom, and yeah, we'll call it good after that. So hey, congratulations. Come back tomorrow. See ya.